Ariel Halwani here for MMARated.com, standing next to Gina Carano.
Hi.
Gina, how are you?
Good. How are you?
A big night for you guys for the Coutures. Kim Couture obviously victorious. First, your quick thoughts on her big victory.
Uh, she, after her last fight, just went and trained her ass off and went for it. So congratulations. Hard work pays off. Nothing but inspirational, that woman, right? Like, that was just good to see. Somebody that got their hello, Scarf. Somebody who got their jaw broke in the last fight and comes back and even steps in the cage like she did and beat an opponent like that she's all right in my book.
All that said, though, were you surprised at how overwhelmed her opponent was in there?
Yeah, I told her, because she was a little bummed about that, but you can't control what this person does. You never know who you're stepping in the cage with. All you can control is what you do, and she did her job. And so it sucks to be her opponent, and it kind of sucks to be her, having to deal with that. But she did her job, and she did good, and she looked sharp. So.
All right, enough about Kim. Let's talk about you. Very much in the news, as always. We'll start with the most important stuff. The business side of things. Mr. Dana White seems very fond of you as of late. Even now, it's almost a 180 in the last couple months, saying that he's actually considering having you fight in the WEC. When you first heard that, were you pretty much shocked based on everything he said in the past?
Gosh, it's nothing but a good feeling. And that came from people like you and people like the fans, constantly giving me exposure and being interested in doing and being a part of my fighting career. And that's the only reason why he'll consider it, is because everybody else, all you people, want to see it. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys help me out. You interviewing me all the time, and all the fans just completely making a big buzz about it is what's happened here. So we're doing it.
So do you have some news to break? Are you a part of the WEC?
No, actually, I still have contractual issues right now with the Elite XC, and I can't wait till those get cleared up. But I don't have any news on what's happening there. It's kind of still up in the air. We're in limbo still, so.
Scott Smith fought tonight. He was part of Elite XC. Do you sit there and wonder how he got out of his contract and you can't right now?
Yeah, you got his number. I need to get a hold of him and ask him what's going on. But I'm sure it's going to work itself out. Well, one door closes, another one opens, or we'll see. It hurts my heart for Elite XC because they gave me such a good stage in CBS. I loved fighting for CBS. That was an opportunity of a lifetime. So we'll see where we go from here after it all gets cleared up.
Have you spoke to Dana White or anyone at Zuffa yet?
No. I think that most everybody is kind of staying away until that gets cleared up, So I'm just a sitting duck right now.
When we spoke before the October 4th fight, you said one day you're going to write a book about your time in Elite XC. You had some interesting stories. Elite XC is no more, so can you give us one of those stories?
No, man. No. Maybe I'll write a book at the end of my career or something. You're not going to get all that information yet.
All right, well, let's talk about something a little more interesting that I know the fans. I'm just building up to it. So a couple of weeks ago, I was surfing on the internet, and some interesting photos of you came up. It was very interesting. You seem to be having a very good time. So first off, let's confirm it. Was that you in those photos, partying it up with some of the other female fighters?
Yeah, that was definitely me. Tanya Evinger is an amazing girl. I love that girl to death. We've kept in touch since we fought. And she's just a kick-ass good time, But no, I'm not a big, huge lesbian, and I'm not I'm not getting in trouble here. I'm just, actually that was 6 months ago, so whatever. People are blowing it out of proportion a little bit.
Were you disappointed? You have a very squeaky clean image. Were you disappointed that those photos made it to the internet and were such a big deal going on major websites?
I don't really care that much, man. Nobody's squeaky clean, and I've made it clear I work hard, I play hard. That's who I am. So if people have a problem with that, I told you I'm not anybody's idea. I'm just me. So, that was a really good time. I met Tara LaRosa that night. We all hung out, 8 of us female fighters, and I was around other females like me, and it was really it was an amazing time, and I'd do it again.
Let's clear the air. Were you doing the worm, a push-up, or were you just lying on the ground?
I was doing the worm, which I can do.
You could.
I can do the worm.
Right
no.
Okay.
But I maybe next interview.
All right.
We have to build up the worm. You gotta, establish a little bit more of a relationship for that.
Yes, I could only hope. All right, so So you're at the Strike Force show tonight. When you look at all your options out there, do you think you'll end up back in Strike Force, or do you think that the dream will actually happen that you'll fight under the Zuffa banner?
Strike Force is such a respectful promotion. I really enjoyed fighting for them. So I've got nothing but good things to say for Strike Force and for WEC or wherever I might go. I'm not really sure. I don't even think I can. I don't even know. I have no clue. Sorry, guys. But hopefully everybody prays that and push these people to get the shit figured out, because the sooner we get it figured out, the better. The sooner I can get in the cage, and then I become more of a normal person, because that's about the only time I'm normal is when I have a fight. So let's get this going. Put more pressure on them.
Are you disappointed that Elite XC is holding up all the contracts?
I'm a little annoyed, but things happen for a reason. So I'm sure they put so much money into everything. They lost $55 million. I think I can hold off and wait till they figure something out.
All right, final question. I know you're not a lawyer. I know you don't deal with the contracts, but if you can sort of look into your crystal ball, when do you think we'll see you back in action?
I have no clue, man. That was like the same question 3 times. I have no idea.
All right.
But I always enjoy these interviews, though.
She enjoys the interviews. Gina, best of luck to you, and we hope to see you back in action soon enough.
Soon, right?
Right.
Put some pressure on these people. You guys are doing it for me. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Gina.